morning, everyone. Liam Catterson here. Let's turn you up a bit, not too bright. This is episode number 12 of season 3, which is called Helpless. And yeah, this season continues to be fun. Last episode was pretty dark. We had the Salem witch trials merged with Hansel and Gretel as a very, very formidable episode for Buffy played out, because it really did test the relationship between mother and daughter. Like, her being burnt at the stake, well, nearly burnt at the stake, by her own mother's hand, even if the demon did manage to get inside Joyce and everyone who followed Joyce at the rally's head. Like, it's still going to be testing, I feel, especially with how she threw Buffy under the bus prior to the stake burning. So, yeah, last episode surely must have tested the relationship between Joyce and Buffy, but it still made out for a very, very, very fascinating episode, and pretty dark, like I said. I mean, even if the bodies were planted there just to cause a stir, because the demon was an agent of chaos, basically. They still hold that exterior of human children, and not everyone, not everyone in the world who will have picked up on 2 child bodies have been found. They're not going to know about Sunnydale and the shenanigans of the Hellmouth, so yeah, it's going to be pretty soul-crushing for those who are not in on the nose. So yeah, but like I said, it was pretty fun stuff, and season 3, as I've said throughout these past several episodes, has just been on a roll, and it literally has, because I've just really enjoyed the season so much. I mean, I have enjoyed season 2. I've enjoyed all the seasons so far of Buffy, but like this season especially has had no bad episode, I feel. Like, there's been no episode that's been and even the episodes that aren't as good as certain episodes, even episodes like the previous episode. Because the previous episode wasn't as good as Band Candy, for example, but it was still pretty good stuff. So even the weaker episodes are still considered good, in my opinion. So yeah. But with that said, let's get into episode number 12 of season 3 for Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is Helpless. Let's go. Did you two do the dirty again? No, I'm kidding. This is training, isn't it? Ooh.
Right in the heart.
Satisfied?
I'm not sure that's the word.
What the shit?
Let me know if I'm not doing this right.
Whoa! What?
Do that anymore.
On top of that, I got a bad case of the dizzies last night and almost let a vamp stake me. With my own stake.
I mean, it would be pretty ironic, wouldn't it? But
I'm way off my game. My game's left the country. It's in Cuernavaca. Giles, what's going on here?
Perhaps you've got a bad flu bug.
Ice is cool. It's water, but it's not.
I think it's sweet you and your dad have a tradition. Especially now that he's not around so much.
I love you.
But
don't do that again.
If you go backstage.
His quarterly projections are unraveling and he can't afford to take off right now.
Oh.
He promises to make it up to you. It's all right there in the letter. If you want, I could ask somebody to cover for me at the gallery. I mean, if you want me to take you.
No, that's not necessary.
Slayer's preparation is nearly complete.
Oh, God. Can we just leave
You know,
Buffy
it's not just
alone? It's her
cartoon characters.
birthday.
They do pieces from operas
Let
and
someone
ballets.
celebrate in peace, for God's
Brian
sake.
Boytan.
What the shit's going... Giles! No! Wait, is this some kind of... Because that appeared before Buffy... froze up and...
Rebound! Look it up!
Hey, I'm not through here.
Oh, dude.
What
wrong with you?
Jesus!
Oh, the chick
Go on,
started it.
Cordelia! Punch it!
Are you
A
okay?
bit too aggressive there. So Giles... Oh, me and you having words,
I
Giles.
just got swatted out.
Imagination. A confidence derived from self-reliance.
Good
Believe me,
mentality
once
of
this is all over,
physicality.
your Buffy will be stronger for it.
Or she'll be dead for it.
Wait, so Giles is not okay with this, but he has to?
And there's a whole lot of good sides to it.
Actually, this could open up so many.
Did you find anything?
Were they about to deviate to Faith and taking up Buffy's slaying duties? Willow looks adorable in the hat, by the way.
I can't see, can't reach it.
It's a trap, buddy! You're gonna die!
Open your eyes.
There we go.
I was scared and helpless. Or what if I just become pathetic?
It's really nice how she's
Hanging out
now
at the old
accepted
Slayer's
the
home,
Slayer
talking people's ears off
responsibility.
about my glory days. Showing them Mr. Pointy the stake I had bronzed.
Buffy, you can never be helpless or boring, not even if you tried.
Oh.
Don't be so sure.
Anything in my life, I wanted to keep it safe. To warm it with my own.
My heart has just collapsed. I'm
That's
done.
Beautiful. Or taken literally incredibly gross.
I was just thinking that too.
Yeah, you do see both sides from it.
Ever have a tune you can't get out of your head? Keeps playing over and over and over.
That's called the loop button, mate.
Thank you.
Stop! Please, I need help! Please stop!
Oh, gee, and she can't do it. Ooh! Ooh, it's Giles, okay. Yeah, they didn't invite you to car ride, buddy.
You bastard. All this time you saw what it was doing to me. All this time and you didn't say a word.
I wanted
Oh
to.
my god.
In matters of tradition and protocol, I must answer to the council.
You know what? Screw the
My role in
council.
Who are you? How could you do this to me?
I am deeply sorry, Buffy, and you have to understand.
Ooh.
Touch me, I'll kill you.
You have to listen to me. Because I told you this,
Cordelia, could you please drive me home?
Of course. But if the world doesn't end, I'm gonna need a note.
Holy dang!
Mother.
Secret child! Kidding. Oh boy. And this is gonna be more issues for Buffy, which... Oh, why is it always her birthday?
She'll go to sleep. And when she wakes up, your face will be the first thing she eats.
Jesus! What's...
I have a problem with mothers. I'm aware of that.
Yeah, you have a problem entirely, mate! I can't with this guy. Oh, of course, it's always a brick wall. Buff! Buff! Buff!
That is in direct opposition to the council's orders.
Yes.
Screw them.
Interestingly, I don't give a rat's ass about the council's orders. There will be no test.
Thank
Test
you,
has already
Giles!
begun. Your slayer entered the field of play about...
That might work! Holy hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Get a taste for your own medicine. It's payback for what you did to Willow. Wasn't him, but still. I'm still not over it. Oof.
To bring all these sweets to grandmother's house.
It's not working. Holy sh...
Oh, no, just a little lower, right? Oh, yes. Oh.
What is with this guy? I don't like him. Well, you shouldn't have taken Joy, so we'll take your pills. Life is a bitch.
Understand your place in all of this. Do you have any idea? Oh, my. What have you... My pills?
Oh, no! Well, it's game over for you, buddy.
If I was at full Slayer power, I'd be punning right about now. Maybe there's some clippers around.
Oh, there's still one more there, isn't there? Oh, for God's sake, no. Giles! Oh!
You set that monster loose, and he came after my mother.
You think the test was unfair?
I think you better leave
No,
town before I get my strength back.
We're not in the business.
I think you have a skewed way of, a skewed understanding of unfair.
Read that you be relieved of your duties as watcher immediately. You're fired.
On what grounds?
You can
Your
piss
affection
off!
for your charge has rendered you incapable of clear and impartial judgment. You have a father's love for the child, and that is useless to the cause. It would be best if you had no further contact with the Slayer.
I'm not...
Well, colorful girl.
Where's the Catholic? Get his bullshit ass to hell. Don't like him. I hope the van hits you on your way out, you useless prick. No, Giles. I don't even know what's going to happen now. Giles is no longer Buffy's watcher. Buffy's going to be assigned a new watcher. It's all bullshit. Like... Oh, this... Like... Because he can't interfere on... Like... When Buffy's with her new watcher. Oh my god. You know what? Watchers had a terrible rep beforehand. With not inviting Giles to that country fair thing, whatever it is. Not just that, though. This episode, though, just solidifies they are the biggest dicks of them all. Especially with how Quentin, I think he was called, saw how distraught Buffy was at losing Giles, and he was like, congratulations again. You snobby bastard. Don't like you. You know what? You're worse than Angelus. I've said it. I've said it. No. In all seriousness, though, watchers. No, Giles is worth more than you guys. I've said that once, but this episode showcases it again. It's okay to have a little emotion, you emotionless fucktards. I'm upset. I'm angry. Because I'm upset with the fact that, like, what's going to happen with Giles? Like, and Buffy's relationship. I mean, he's still going to be a librarian, but he can't instruct... He can only be the librarian to Buffy. He can't instruct Buffy on what to do. Because they'll deem that interfering. Jesus, this is ridiculous. I felt like that was one of the best episodes this season. And I liked it, and I didn't like it at the same time. Not in terms of anything super critical about the episode. I thought it was a well-done episode. There was a lot of tension during that episode. They explored some really fascinating concepts. And it was pretty emotional through certain moments. But yeah, I liked this episode. I just didn't like it for the right reasons. Like, it just hurt seeing Buffy play this role of being the damsel in distress, because she was so helpless and she was so terrified, and it felt wrong and it felt heartbreaking as well. So you just felt so much for Buffy in that moment. And also Giles betraying Buffy like that. I mean, there was obviously guilt existing for Giles. It just doesn't make it any less damning, does it? So, yeah. And I think Buffy knows that. That he does have that guilt, but of course, like, she nearly lost her life because of these actions, so yeah. Oh boy. The Watcher Council. Right, let's do it. Let's do this. I'm just going off the record right here, going to throw in a rant, so get your popcorn, people, because Liam's not happy. Fuck those simpletons. I hate them. I literally hate them. They can't do shit to save their own lives, for crying out loud. Giles is worth more than all of them put together. They can't do anything right. They're absolute morons. They deserve to get yeeted into the bloody sun. Don't give a shit. But even that is too merciful for them, because they're all a bunch of wank stains. Oh, I just did like a Patreon exclusive things, like my immediate reactions, and I swear I was gonna rage. I was gonna turn into the Hulk or something like that, because Liam was angry. Liam was angry, and I still am, to be fair. Like, the fact that they fired Giles for having a heart for Buffy is just like, yeah. Oh, I was literally seething in my boots with how the Watchers are just the worst people of all. Like, one of their guys left a vampire unguarded whilst he was getting the vampire's supplies. I mean, yes, he was in a straitjacket, so that's automatically safe. But you never take your eye off the ball when it concerns a bloody vampire, and, well, he got his just desserts, so fuck him. And they're always up their own arse. Like, of course, Giles did own them after the whole reveal about him drugging Buffy. But, like, I hate them. I bloody hate them so much. They are the worst. They are literally the worst people out there. Firing Giles, and then having the audacity to turn to Buffy and say, congratulations. Bitch, please. She doesn't need to prove anything to you guys. She saved the world countless times. She's done incredible things before her 18th birthday. This rite of passage bullshit doesn't need to happen. But you know what? Your traditional bullshit can piss off. I hate it. Yeah, they are the worst, though. I just literally hate them. That's the thing. I literally hate them so much. That's the thing, though. Buffy doesn't need to prove jack shit to these peasants. I will call them all the names of the sun, because they're a bunch of useless, up their own arse, posh bastards who don't deserve jack shit. Giles is worth 10 times more than you guys all put together. All the Watchers, even the Watchers before you, don't give a shit. Giles is better than you guys. And then you will realize that in a few episodes, probably with this new Watcher, when he is failing his duties with Buffy. You will realize that, and oh no, you won't, because you're too up your own arse and you think you're right all the time when you're not. So, yeah. See, I'm raging. I am absolutely saving my boots because I hate them. I fucking hate them. I'll even go on an overreaction and say Angelus was more merciful than you, is more tolerable than you bastards. Ah, there we go. I'm getting the steam off my chest here, but no, I'll even tolerate Snyder over these guys. To be fair, that's saying something. And I'm not overreacting at that part. I tolerate Snyder a lot more than That's the thing, though. Snyder has come up with a lot of aggravating moments, and yet in this sole episode, it's not just that though. They have existing history of how they've been a pain in my ass, anyways. But when they've been primarily focused in this episode, they've managed to do a lot of shit that I just want to beat all of them over the head with a rolling pin with. So yeah. I'm moving away from the rant now, but I just had to get that off my chest because I hate them. I seriously hate them. So yes, moving on. But yeah, I liked the concept of Buffy losing her powers. Especially on her 18th birthday with a big milestone like that. It marks that transition in life, doesn't it? You're turning from a child to an adult. Which is another reason the Watchers can piss off Rob. Like, they called her a child. She's turning into an adult. So, you're wrong again, you fucking idiots. I'm sorry, but I just hate them. They boil my piss so much. So, yeah. I even made a tweet on Twitter saying, Liam is livid. I am angry. And here we go. So, yeah. But moving on, yeah, I really liked that, and because, like I said, the exact significance of your 18th birthday. So yeah, but also I think given any superhero concept, you want to dabble with the idea of a hero losing their powers. Spider-Man did that perfectly. Flash, I guess, with Flashpoint. Yeah, like, it's always a very, very tasty concept to delve into, so, yeah, as well as Superman as well, you can't forget that, considering Oz and Xander made a good joke about that, with Xander incorrectly getting it wrong about Superman and what kryptonite, loses his power. Like, as soon as he said red, I was like, I don't think that's it, Xander, but thankfully Oz corrected him. Because we love Oz so much. That's another reason, though. I think, like, he should have been the one to open it. Like, when Xander was trying to prove his masculinity. I can't say it. And he couldn't open it. I think it would have been a bit more comical if Oz was able to open it, so, yeah. But even so, Willow would. But yeah, Willow was on fire with her hat collection. She wore 2 different hats. She looks adorable in both of them. Yeah, I do like how Buffy has also now come to accept that. Like, I know she has done before, but Buffy longed for normality. I remember, like, it feels so surreal that not long ago, I guess, in my perspective, Buffy longed for that normality. And like The Wish, it's that aspect of be careful what you wish for, but rather this is her mentality. This is like her growing from wanting that normality to now accepting her Slayer duties. So yeah, but I thought that was really powerful about when she confronted Angel. And I also liked how Angel did confess about him being attracted to Buffy the first time he saw her, when she was called to be the Slayer. Which I think is a nice callback in this episode where you have the Slayer lose her powers. But I also like how both Angel and Buffy pointed out about how both sides of the story is kind of cute, but also kind of creepy as well. So, yeah. Because it literally is. Like, Angel at the time was, like, he was stalking Buffy. So yeah, it is kind of creepy, but yeah. So I think that was a nice little inclusion into the script itself. But yeah, it was really, really great to see the Angel and Buffy scenes, even giving her a book. I think the diary, I think it was. But yeah, it's a lot better than last year where we had Angelus. I don't think anyone was, saying happy birthday with Angelus rising. So yeah, no, but it was really, really. The scenes with Angel and Buffy the Angel scenes were just really, really beautiful stuff to see. So Giles, I love him. I love Giles so much. He's an absolute gem, and he does tug at the heartstrings so much, and he did in this episode as well. Even when you realized he was fired, it just hurt your heart so much. I don't know. There was a part of that. I think this might be the rage emanating from my mind of the Watchers. But I feel like he should have told that Quentin to just piss off from the get-go. But I also do. There's the logic part of me that says that I think Giles. Oh, there's fireworks. Fun. So things are going to get a bit spicy in terms of the sound department. But you see, I hate Bonfire Night. It's the biggest pain in the ass for content creators, isn't it? No, in all seriousness, well, I'm going into the Giles aspect anyways. I think Giles was put in a bit of a tough spot because he had to choose his profession or his relationship. And if he chose his relationship, as we saw in this episode with Buffy, that's it. That's game over. And yet him having to choose his profession, means that it'll have to impact his relationship. So yeah, so it's a bit of a tough spot that Giles is put in, to be fair. But yeah, I thought Giles confessing to when he drugged Buffy was I thought that scene played out perfectly, especially Sarah's acting in both her finding out that Giles did drug her and her finding out that Giles was fired. Yeah, the acting was perfect from Sarah. But yeah, it was painful for him to do this to Buffy, but you can't blame Buffy for being absolutely upset with Giles. Her life was in danger, and she focused on the part where someone she had so much faith towards had her life in danger. She could have died, and that's the important thing. He might be changed by the Watcher's demands. The Watchers might be whipping him about what to do in preparation for this ritual for when a Slayer is about to approach their 18th birthday. But you just gotta ask, how can you, if Buffy were to die, what would that have on Giles's mind? Surely that I think that goes to the part of Giles should have told that Quentin to piss off from the very get-go, because you've got to open your mind a bit and question, how could you live with yourself if, because of this ritual thing, Buffy did die? How could you live with yourself, especially when Giles was pretty much open about the fact that he has this father-daughter relationship with Buffy? So yeah, that's another reason why I hate the Watchers. I'm going on a rant here again. But they are literally constructing a scheme for Buffy, but they have the nerve to tell Giles that, okay, you take the rap if Buffy dies because you're injecting her. Oh, here we go. But no, moving away from that, because I'm going to go on another 5-minute rant. I think this episode works well with the last episode as well, because Buffy's also forced to have another strained relationship with someone she trusts her life towards. Last episode, it was Joyce. This episode, Giles. And not just that, though, but I think the worst thing is that earlier on in this episode, Buffy's biological father let her down for her birthday. So, Buffy... the father figure to Buffy, Giles, has also betrayed her. So, yeah, and Buffy, when it comes to father figures, it hits her. I guess she might have daddy issues, is the right term, but we do know that it does hit her in the gut whenever she speaks about her father and whatnot, as we have alluded to, I think back in Nightmares, because she doesn't want to feel like she was the responsibility for Joyce and I've forgotten his name, but her father's splitting. So yeah. But yeah, like I said, I did like how Giles did sort them out, like tell the Watchers their place after the reveal. Even coming out with the line with, because they were like, oh, we're fighting this war, and Giles was like, you're not fighting a war, you're waging it. Which goes back to my point, like, just because you're right doesn't mean you are with your untouchable attitude, so, yeah. I will roast the Watchers all day long, so, yeah, and I have a feeling there's going to be some people who are going to be siding with the Watchers, but yeah, I guess opinions are like noses, everyone's has one, so yeah. Also, I want to say with Buffy finding out that Giles betrayed her, I really did like how Cordy did come in for that scene, not just for fireworks. I hate them. Why is it November 5th? At least they're not doing it like any other day, so yeah. But where was I? Oh yeah, Cordy. Like, she didn't just come in just to elevate the tension that was going on between Buffy and Giles. I think there was a bit of character growth there when Buffy asked Cordelia to take her home. Just to show how the relationship between Buffy and Cordy, like, Buffy is leaning to Cordy for that bit of support. So I really, really do appreciate how, like, Cordy has come a long way. So yeah, with Buffy. We haven't also talked about creepy Hannibal Lecter vampire boy as well. Like, he was an absolute treat in this episode. Like, obviously he was crazy, as if the, like, not so subtle dialogue didn't give it away, but you just loved his creepiness, like, from him basically setting up a room filled with pictures of Joyce to him just getting off to the pain of the cross. It was just absolutely sinister, and I loved the tension when Buffy was facing off against him. Like, the music was absolutely mesmerizing, as well as that hide and seek concept. And I liked how Buffy did have to rely on her mentality because her strength was a bit shoddy. So, stuff like setting the trap for the vampire, and she would be alerted with that, to the holy water. Although I thought her planting the holy water in the drink was a bit super fast. I know it's supposed to surprise us and the vampire, but I just felt like it just happened. So yeah, without any, like, okay, I need, like, for example, when she confronted Joyce, okay, like, she could have said something like, I need you to remain calm, I'm just going to do something. Because it didn't seem like things were being set up for Buffy to place the holy water into the drink, if you get what I mean. Whereas the crystal, which put Buffy in a trance, did set things up, because the second time when that crystal came out, my brain was like, wait a minute. So, yeah. Well, then again, the holy water, like, her retrieving the holy water did set things up, but I don't know. I feel like that scene with her planting the holy water was a bit fast and whatnot for my liking, but yeah, it was, in my opinion, one of the best episodes of this season so far. Just how it did tamper with the strong relationship with Giles and Buffy to a really, really powerful antagonist in that vampire, and I guess the Watchers. I'm considering them the antagonists as well, so no, but it really did dabble on that relationship, amazing antagonist, as well as delving into the concept of a superhero having difficulties with their powers. I thought it was a really, really well done. Added with the fact that there were some powerful scenes, a very, very tragic ending, I guess, with Giles. I mean, he might be reinstated when things go tits up with the new Watcher, because he'll, like I said, nobody will ever be able to hold a candle to our Giles, but it was still heartbreaking in the moment, especially when Giles basically confirmed that father-daughter relationship between him and Buffy. And Sarah's acting as well. I thought there were perfect ingredients in this episode that made for a really, really fascinating episode. So, yeah, one of the best ones this season, definitely. But yeah, that was Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode number 12 of season 3. There was a lot of emotions during this episode, from heartbroken to anger to like, oh my goodness, to being creeped out. It was a roller coaster. So yeah, but yeah, I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles.